there's one thing I can't stand, it's snobbery and one-uppishness. People who try to pretend they're superior. Makes it so much harder for those of us who really are. Now, that's my Sheridan at 14 with his music diploma. And this is the house that we lived in then. Of course, we've moved to a much larger one now, in a very exclusive area.
Okay, I just want to talk about one of my biggest pet hates in people, and that is snobs, okay? Snobs are something that I have always disliked, okay? The way that some people, like, they're just judging, like, where they come from, their background, their job status, how much money they've got, on their family, and all kinds of things like that, right? I'm sure everybody's come across plenty of people like that before. Alright. Now, I used to work in a factory, and used to come across quite a few people who had a very snobby attitude about that, actually. Like, thinking that for some reason factory work wasn't good enough, okay? And I didn't understand why, because it's something that, like, needs to be done, and you're earning money and you're working, so what's the problem? I mean, I'm the sort of person, I would get bored if I was just sat in an office all day, okay? Everybody's different, okay? Used to get temps in, you know, if it got busy, people in from a temping agency, and sometimes in the summer it was university students who were on their summer holidays, like, would come in through the temping agency just because they wanted to earn a bit of extra money. And most of them are okay. I'm not trying to knock students. Most of them are okay. But you get the occasional few who have this kind of attitude of, I'm a university student, I think I'm too good to be in a place like this. Never quite understood that mentality, because it's like, well, if you want to make a little bit of money, I mean, what's the problem? Surely it doesn't matter what you're doing, unless you're getting paid. I'm sure everybody's come across this before, the kind of people that like to think that they're cleverer than everybody else, and like when you say something, they have to say something better. Like if you say, I like working on this machine because the time goes quicker, and they'll reply with something like, it doesn't really go quicker, time just seems like it's going quicker. It's like, yeah, you knew what I meant, okay? This kind of like patronising, like having to like find fault with what everybody says kind of thing.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
I'm better than everybody else, or or the braggy. If people are braggy about how much money they've got, about, you know, what they spend, and stuff like that, that just always gets on my nerves. I'm not saying that, like, you know, if somebody's worked hard all their life, you know, like, for what they've got, they shouldn't be pleased with themselves. I'm just saying, like, money-orientated snobs with their, I'm better because I've got more money, or I'm better because of where I come from, or what my parents do, and things like that, okay? You get some people, like, they'll ask you loads of questions, like, they'll start asking questions about your family, or what does your dad do, what does your mum do, and start sort of, like, really, like, where did you grow up, and they start sort of prying into your personal life, and it's not, like, to make conversation, it's because they're pretty much stuck up, and they just want to think they're better than you, okay? So that's kind of people that have always irritated me, you know, and sometimes, like, these kind of people, they think they can be rude to everybody. Like, if they're on the phone, they don't say please or thank you. In a shop or a restaurant, they're rude to the staff, and want to find things to complain about, and sort of just have this general attitude of I'm better than you, so the world should revolve around me kind of thing, and I don't have to have manners, and all that kind of thing. That's always got on my nerves with some people, okay? Or if you've ever seen some of the, like, those reality TV shows where they get celebrities on there, and the celebrities start complaining that they're not being treated good enough because they're celebrities, so they should be treated better than if it's, like, normal people, and I think, like, well, no, not really. When it's meant to be a reality TV show, like, why should you be treated better? I mean, you're not actually a better person. Or I've seen it before, when you get some people, if they're unemployed, and they say they're looking for a job, and if you say, like, oh, you know, there's a job vacancy at, like, some factory that you know of, or some shop, or some fast food restaurant, or something like that, they, like, reply with something like, they say, like, oh no, I don't want to go and work there, I want a proper job. That kind of thing's always annoyed me a little bit, because I think, like, well, for starters, they are proper jobs, and also, if you're unemployed, I would have thought, like, we'd be willing to do anything, unless, like, I mean, if it was something you can't do, or if it's something against your morals, or something like that. But, yeah, like, you know, or if it's a job you don't like, I mean, you can always just, like, work there until you find a job that you like better, can't you? I mean, I'm not blaming people for saying, like, well, you know, I want a job I really like doing, yeah, but it's just, I mean, here in England, like, it's not actually that easy, like, to get a job, so, like, I would think, like, if you're unemployed and you wanted some money, it would be better to take sort of any job that you can do, first of all, and then, like, maybe look for a job, if you don't like that job, look for a job that you like, because surely, like, any job is better than sponging off the system, really. And I'm not knocking people that are out of work for, you know, a little while, while they're in between jobs, but I'm just saying, that kind of, oh no, I don't want to do that, I want a proper job, just a little bit snobby in my opinion. Oh, one time I heard two girls talking, there was this guy, like, in the morning he was, like, sweeping the roads, sweeping all the rubbish off the roads, and one of the girls, she said, oh, you know, I'd hate to do that for a living. And the other one said, well, you know, I wouldn't mind. I mean, you get paid. I wouldn't mind doing that. And the other one's like, well, but everybody will be looking down on you. And, like, then the other girl's like, well, no, I wouldn't. And, you know, so I think it's like, you know, like, every job needs to be done by somebody, okay? I think cleaners, factory workers, working in shops, fast food restaurants, all of that needs to be done by somebody, doesn't it? Okay? And when you get, like, these sort of snobby people who are, you know, they're so convinced that they're better than everybody else, or better than the common person, it's like, you don't know what every individual person's done, you know, with their life. I mean, somebody working in a factory, they could have done many great things. They could have helped people, they could have saved lives, they might have degrees, they might be very intelligent, they might be very caring. And then you get some people who are just complete and utter stuck-up snobs who just think they're better than everybody else, when really they're doing nothing with their life but just moaning and whining and looking down their nose at everybody else. Okay? I think maybe some people just need to feel better than others, alright? But unless you know somebody, you're not in a position to say that you're better than them. That's what I think. Anyway, thank you for listening.
I hope that's a first-class stamp. I object to having second-class stamps thrust through my letterbox. My eccentric sister likes to give the impression she's poor. Very wise, I think, don't you, these days, with so much burglary about?